Hi and good evening, everyone. This is our first take and make of June, Monday, June 14th. We are at nearly the midway point of the month, and we are definitely at the midway point of the year. Can you believe that? Time sure flies when you're having fun. And I have been having tons of fun doing all these cool crafts and ideas that Jenny has managed to come up with. I always say, I don't know how she does it. Each one seems to be better than the last, and I love that they're all so very, very unique. So there is truly something for everyone. This month we're doing a Michigan keychain. Here's my little bag. I emptied all the stuff out of it. So let's look at what we've unpacked. I have my vinyl transfer, which you can just barely see if my light's reflecting correctly. In here is a cutout, a vinyl of the state of Michigan, Upper and Lower Peninsula. I have my little cutie Michigan here. Jenny put in a little separate bag for us the keychain and the hoop, and then this little ring that we're going to need to attach to that later. And then of course our transfer tape. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do is take this sweet little bottle, fill it with water, and put just a drop of liquid dish soap in it. Give it a good shake, and then set it off to the side. The next thing you're gonna wanna do, and I'm gonna use my glasses because I don't want to cut my state of Michigan off there. I'm going to cut around it a little. Should I do this? Should I not? Should I? I'm gonna cut around this a little bit. I'm not sure if this is exactly what Jenny intended, but I want to cut it down. And even though it started off shaped circular, so I know exactly how it would fit on my keychain, I'm still going to use a couple of those edges to line things up, but I want to have lots of transfer tape for my Michigan word and then my little hearts. I didn't show you those, so that I can pinpoint my special places on my map here. So let me just trim this down a little. And if you choose not to do it that way, that is totally fine. There is no wrong. But you can see I left the top of my circle and the bottom so I can still line it up. Then I'm going to set this so I know where I can cut my transfer tape. So I know that I can take it to the middle of this line safely and cut it down, because I'm going to want separate pieces, one for the actual state and one for the name, and then little babies for my hearts. And then this tells us to remove the film on both sides before we apply our decals. So let's do that now. And I'm thinking the weak spot probably for this and I love it when I'm right, it so rarely happens, it's gonna be right there by that little pokey hole, and it's gonna peel right off. So I'm gonna do that on both sides. I'm just taking my thumbnail and gonna worry or pick at it a little bit until I get it to bump up. It's coming, I can feel it. The other one was so easy. You know, this one's got to give me a little bit of a fit. Aha. So there you go, I got it. See it? Little piece here, and just hold it gently, peel that right off. So now we have our pretty clear disc. I'm gonna tilt this down so you can better see what I'm doing here. Then I'm just gonna line this up before I get started on anything so I can see exactly how things are gonna go. And again, I'm kind of following that marker, not 100% because the circle didn't come all the way to the edge, but here's where my keyhole chain will be. And can you see that? So I think I'm gonna line it up like this. All right, I like the way that looks. So I'm going to take my transfer tape and I'm going to I'm going to weed this first. So I'm going to take off everything on this piece, ooh, a little tiny one, that is not part of the mitten. And again, it can be sticky and hard to get going, but you want to weed that stuff off first. You don't want to deal with that. So now I've got a corner started, and I'm going to put my thumb right on the mitten part so it stays down. I know it's hard to see. As I start to peel this off. So I had my thumb here, it held it down, peeling my vinyl. A little carefully when I get up towards the UP because I only have this tiny little piece here that connects the upper and lower peninsula. So I'm going to pull that off, get rid of that guy. I don't need this edging, and I don't need this edge either. So those are gonna go. Adios. All right. Now I cut my transfer tape down just like the instructions said. I'm going to peel the back off my transfer tape. It's always these little edges, just starting them. She gave us a lot of edges today, didn't she? There we go. I never know which way to do this. Lay the tape down, lay the state down. I'm gonna do it on top of it like so. And then I'm gonna rub, not this part, but right where my decal is. So that's what I'm doing now. I want the tape to stick really well to that so I can peel it off. Let's see, how did I do? Oh, hey, it's coming. And carefully over that upper peninsula. No tears. That one didn't come quite as easy, but I didn't tear it. Woohoo! Halfway there. All right, things are looking familiar. So now, the next part of the instructions, I'll admit, they scare me a little because it says spray the exposed vinyl adhesive, that's this part, with this water. Goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna do one little spray. Maybe half, 1.5, because I didn't get the lower peninsula. I'm gonna shake off a little excess. It's not in there to do that. And then I'm going to, let me see if I can position it so you guys can see it. Okay, here goes. I'm gonna lay it down. The next part says to take your applicating tool. So that can be anything you have at home. If you want to use a credit card or your insurance card, if you have an ID badge, I've got my name tag. And the important part of this instruction was twofold. To rub it firmly, but to rub it in one direction. So if I go up and down or side to side, that's fine, but no up and down and side to side. She also recommends having a towel to wipe up the water as we go. Now, I'm here at the library, so I don't have towels, but we have paper towels. So that's what I'm gonna use. And I don't know if you can see it so well on the camera, but you will. I can see the water moving. Let me hold it up, see if you can see it. See the water bubbling up in here? I think you'll be able to see it coming off on the towel. Yeah, I kind of had a lot on the UP there. I thought I did. Now, she doesn't say how long to do this, that we try to go in the same direction, and we want to get as much water out as we can. And then you kind of want to let it sit if you can, because you want the water to evaporate. I'm going to peel up this edge just a tiny bit because I feel like the water's getting stuck there. Yep, and it's pushing some more water out. It's shocking how such a little tiny spray, like a spray and a half, really can mean so much water under your decal. All right, so because we don't have tons of time to just hang out here and wait before peeling it off, I'm gonna leave it sit here for a minute and I'm gonna flip it over. So now it was backwards as we were putting it on, right? We're putting it on here and, oh, this dates this way. And now this looks a little more like it, right? So now I'm gonna work on this side. And I'm gonna take my word Michigan. I'm gonna grab my transfer tape, the part I cut off, oops, and I wanna save a little bit for some hearts. So I'm gonna lay this on here, and I see that I can do a little strip down here, and that will be held safe for my hearts. So I'm gonna come back and peel my tape off. Ta-da! I'm gonna lay it right down across my word, and then I'm gonna give it a good rub with my fingers. I can use my tool too. I just wanna make sure it's nice and dry. We've done this before, haven't we, a time or two? We're kind of getting to be experts at transferring. I love that Jenny can do different things and bring it all back. Sort of like a little mixed media art piece, it feels like. Okay, so now I'm really always super careful because look how delicate those lines are in the lettering. So I'm gonna be super careful when I peel this off, and I apologize. I'm gonna have to hold it so I can see it. And I like to use my finger or my thumb and push really hard, because see that tiny little wing on the end of that M? I gotta make sure that guy goes. And it is, can you see that? I got it right away, yay, yay, yay. And then very slowly, and always putting pressure with my finger there. I gotta get the I from Michigan, because that's not connected. So I'm gonna take my thumbnail and give it a good rub. If we have to, we can always go back, peel it off with our finger or fingernail and apply it. But I just like to do it in one shot. So I've gotten them so far. The G feels like it wants to give, so I'm gonna push again. Here it goes. Ta-da! Same thing here. I'm gonna give it a good spray. I'm gonna hold it to the side. I'm gonna try and do less water and from a distance, and see if that'll work. Do you see the thin film of water on there? Okay, now I am upside down and backwards, you guys. Now I'm going to try to lay it across here, because I'm going to put my heart down here for Battle Creek. So I want to lay it, gosh, I hope this is straight. I can't see before I squeegee it out. I'm going to look at it. Okay, I'm going to be okay with that. And then I'm going to repeat the same process. So I'm going to turn this, because it's easier for me to go in one direction. Up and down seems to be the spot for me. And I don't feel like there's a whole lot of water in here. So I think that that's the trick. Maybe we hold this spray bottle off to the side, even give one spray just to make sure it's not going to spray crazy, and then spray it. And I held mine probably 6 to 8 inches away. So if that helps you at all. Then I think I can lift up my transfer tape just a little bit down there to get my first heart. And I don't know where I'll put my second heart, but I'm definitely hometown gal, so I'm gonna put one right about where I think Battle Creek is on the map, without being too terribly precise, because you You know me, perfection's overrated. Okay, here we go. Same thing. I'm gonna put a little pressure on it with my thumbnail. If it was a little bigger, I'd probably take my name badge, but I think this will work. Peel this off, and the thumb was enough because it came right off. So then I'm gonna pop it just under the edge of that other transfer tape, because I feel like Battle Creek is right about here. Oops, spray. Jeez, I'm forgetting my steps. You guys, you can keep better track of me. Spray. There, got a little mist on it. Now, it's pretty good, right? Gonna make sure I don't have any water in there. Gonna go over this again. Now let's turn it over in our moment of truth. Do we think this will do it? I'm gonna start here on my corner with the UP, and oh, it's fantastical. Okay, see if I can hold this at an angle you can see. Look how nicely that's coming off. So see, she said leave it for a few minutes, let the water absorb, but it was really just the time that we needed to go to the other side. And although the water did evaporate, not absorb, it did evaporate, I still have a little dampness under there, so all I did was give it a nice swipe. Okay, flip it over. Let's do the same thing. We're gonna start down here with our M. Ooh, it's beautiful. Now I can see on my side, the I, not the dot, just the I at the base of the M here was starting to pop up a little bit. Still wants to. So maybe try coming from the top. Maybe that's, yep. The nice thing about vinyl is if one angle isn't working, you just change it up. It's completely away from the I now. And when the C starts to get a little sticky on me, I just go the other way. Trying to see over the top now. And that I again. So see, I'm pulling from the top. I'm gonna squeeze on it a little bit, reverse my direction, come from the bottom, and just kinda wiggle it off there. That's that. Feels pretty good. Last but not least, my little heart for Battle Creek, or close. Let's say Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, because I feel like geographically it's not 100%, and my Michigan isn't 100%. Nothing in life is 100%, right? Right. Now I'm gonna come in here. And I love that she packaged these separately because I don't know about you. I'm one that's really want to just dump stuff and then I lose things. You'll probably want a little pair of pliers, but I'm gonna bend it with my fingers because here I am at the library and I didn't bring all my tools. And you might not have tools at home. So I just slipped that through there and I have it still open. Can you see that part? And now I'm gonna slip my keychain on. And I'm gonna, just with my hands, bend these back together because it's not super hard. If you're really worried about the durability of it, I would go grab like a pair of needle nose pliers, which is actually what I'll do later, and tighten that up. But isn't that adorable? I mean, truly, how cute is this guy? I mean, I love this. This is an awesome, awesome little project. I know a lot of us carry a lot of keys and we think, oh, one more keychain. But I can tell you true right now, this will be my spare set of keys. This will be like the special set that if we get locked out, I have a spare set of keys stashed somewhere around the house, or I can keep the extra keys for my cars on here, the little padlock to our shed, etc., etc. So I think this is such a cute little craft. Thank you, Jenny, for your imagination, for your instructions. Sometimes things seem really intimidating when I look at your projects, and sometimes they are. We know that I struggle sometimes, but this one was super fun and it had layers to it, so it made it all just kind of unique and different. I hope you guys are having a great night and that you enjoyed this craft tremendously. I know I did. I hope you have a great rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. You can pick up your next kit tomorrow. Everything is tomorrow. Stick with me and I'll see you at the end of the month. We'll see what Jenny has in store for us, and in the meantime, happy crafting. Bye.